personality traits, the incessant desire to improve, and finally, the importance of balance. Such an important ingredient. I don't know any successful person in any endeavor who is not driven. We often tell people, our teams, your goal is to be the best you can be. But it's not quite that simple. Rather, you can be the best you can be commensurate only with the amount of time and effort you're willing to put into it versus all else in your life you must balance. Your kids, your spouse, and your job. One can't do anything single-handedly. I could have been a much better tennis coach, spent more time scouting, spent more time watching video of my players and my opponents, more one-on-one time of my players. But when I got home at night, I might not have a family. If I were the best parent or spouse I could be, I might not have a job. The great coach Tony Dungy wrote a book, a Super Bowl champion with the Indianapolis Colts, called Quiet Strength. He talks about his oldest son's suicide and the importance of family, and how one night a week, in this most competitive of all sports, he forced his entire staff to go home immediately after they left the practice field to spend family time. No tapes, no video, get out of here. This team has fun. It can balance work and play. Sure, my teams enjoyed our visits to the Playboy Mansion, our Hawaii Thanksgiving trips, so did Coach, by the way. Our team golf outings, our nature hikes, they hated those. Our trips to Germany, Switzerland, and so on. But we worked as hard as well, and we worked together. Now, especially in today's world, I think this is an important message. This does not mean practicing 6 hours a day all year round at the expense of other things. We were never on the court more than 2.5 hours. We used our time well, 2:30 to 5, and I would get on to conditioning and strength training people if they kept our team more than a half hour. In addition to that, freshness. It might mean playing another sport in the off season. There is an off season. There should be an off season. You can play basketball or soccer very competitively to tennis, at least into high school. As pros, don't force the kids to do otherwise. Let them have these opportunities. The biggest cause of injury in tennis or any sport is overuse. And we're seeing it in the pros, we're seeing it in junior tennis incredibly, too often. Too often, we get caught up in results, such as winning a tournament, or getting ranked in the top 10, or playing number 3 on the ladder as opposed to number 5. And this diminishes our enjoyment and our fun. Personally, I became a much better coach after we won our first championship. I had gotten the monkey off my back, and I had proven to myself that we could win. I finally realized the importance of emphasizing improvement rather than results. And we then were all better able to enjoy the process of getting better and each other. Giving back is also a part of balance. This team recognizes its own blessings, but it also makes others better by volunteering to help and mentor the lone kid at school, the elderly, or the underserved. At Stanford, we're so proud of our East Palo Alto tennis and tutoring program based in our tennis stadium. This team says thanks to those who are helping it. I try to remember every tournament we played to have my entire team go to the tournament desk, the ITA indoors, whoever it was, and say, thank you for letting me play. Thank you for the job you did to make it a good experience for us. To the umpires, through housing, to the people who housed them, to the coach, opposing coach, to the parents, your own coach, your own pupils. Thanks, Dad, Mom, for driving me to the lessons, for driving me to the tournament. Saying thanks and giving back. As team leaders, we must be certain our team and members of the team, athletic or otherwise, enjoy the process of improving. So in conclusion of my ideal team, I end with an essay I came across in Dear Abby, those of you who are young enough to remember her columns, some 40 years ago. It's a message that's an important reminder to us all as it talks about the journey itself. It's called The Station. It was written by Robert Hastings and appeared in the Illinois Baptist, and I'll share it with you now, and I hope it will help you keep your own life in perspective. It reads, tucked away in our subconscious minds is an idyllic vision. We see ourselves traveling on a long, long trip that almost spans the entire continent. We're traveling by passenger train, and out the windows we drink in the scene of cars on nearby highways, of children waving at the crossing, of cattle grazing on a distant hillside, of smoke pouring from the power plant, of row upon row of corn and wheat in flatlands and valleys, of mountains and rolling hillsides, of city skylines, village halls, biting winter, blazing summer, cavorting spring and docile fall. But uppermost in our minds is our final destination. On a certain day, at a certain hour, we're going to pull into that station. There are going to be bands playing and flags waving. And once we get there, so many wonderful dreams will finally come true. So many wishes will be fulfilled, and so many pieces of our lives will finally be fitted together like a completed jigsaw puzzle. How restlessly we pace the aisles, dreaming, damning the moments for loitering, waiting, waiting, and waiting for that station. However, sooner or later we realize that there is no one trip. There is no one place to arrive at once and for all. The true joy of life is the trip. The station is only a dream, and it constantly outdistances us. When we reach the station, that will be it, we cry. Translated, it means, when I'm 18, that will be it. When I buy a new Mercedes, that will be it. When I put the last kid through college, that will be it. When I paid off the mortgage, that will be it. When I win a promotion, that will be it. When I reach the age of retirement, that will be it, and I shall live happily ever after. Unfortunately, once we get it disappears. The station somehow hides itself at the end of an endless track. Relish the moment is a good motto, especially when coupled with Psalm 118, verse 24. This is the day which the Lord hath made. We'll rejoice and we'll be glad in it. It isn't the burdens of today that drive men mad. Rather, it is regret over yesterday and a fear of tomorrow. And regret and fears are twin thieves would rob us of today. So, stop pacing the aisles and counting the miles. Instead, climb more mountains. Eat more ice cream. Go barefoot oftener. Swim more rivers. Watch more sunsets. Laugh more. Cry less. Life must be lived as we go along. The station will come soon enough. Thank you.